So here we have two ESP32s, both completely disconnected from each other. But whenever I turn this joystick, the motor turns. That is only possible with this antenna here and this one right here. So how it works is this side, which has the joystick, is the transmitter, and this side is hooked up to a different code, which is the receiver. It receives the joystick's X and Y positions. Wiring for it is pretty simple and it can all be found online. But the biggest problem for me is that the power wasn't stable, so it wouldn't connect. And what I did to that is I put a capacitor across the power and the ground on this one and this one. This made it so it would work. So the code for the transmitter, I created the radio, and I created the joystick, then I made a struct, which is the data packet. What this does is it lets me send two pieces of data at once. Then down here, this is all the code to set up the antennas. And then down here, so what this does is it changes the X value, which is in the data, and the Y value to what the joystick sees. And then if the radio works, it just prints it out onto the serial monitor, and it works every second. And then on the receiving end, it creates the radio and the servo motor, and then you also have to create the data packet again, just so it knows what it's accepting. So then in the setup, I created the radio, created the servo motor, and then had it start listening. So then if it sees an available radio, it'll print in the serial monitor here every second, like right there, joystick X. That's the middle value for the X and the Y. And then all the nothings are because it only transmits once every second. So if the Y value is over 3000, the motor turns one way, and if it's below 900, it turns the other way. That just means if the joystick is to the one side or the other, then writes down the servo's position. All of this code will be in the description of the video. And if you have a setup with an antenna like this, you can transmit the signal from very far away through walls, really from anywhere within like a couple hundred meters. One issue I came across that was kind of dumb in hindsight was that you can't have just the letter X and the letter Y because those are already defined for the joystick. So I had to change that. Also, the code for the receiving and the transmitting need the same address, and down here, they need to be on the same data rate. And once you've done all of that, you can control a motor remotely. Like always, all the code will be in the description. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, please like it and subscribe.